My name is Rupsa, and I study gender studies under the Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters program. It is called Joint Masters because it usually you get your master's degree from more than one university, and each program is like a consortium. So there's many universities coming together to form a program. I studied in University of York and in Utrecht University in Netherlands. My program is gender studies, and before this, I did a bachelor's and master's in Kolkata, where I stay and where I grew up and was born in, from Jadavpur University in comparative literature. And yeah, so that's my brief introduction. I will tell you about the Erasmus Mundus program. It is a pretty big scholarship in the sense that it covers a really huge area of it covers a lot of disciplines, and in that way it's pretty good, and it's a pretty rich scholarship. So that's why I guess this workshop is kind of important. And there are several disciplines, fields of study under which the scholarships are offered. There's art, chemistry, economic sciences, education, environmental and geosciences, history, law, life sciences, social sciences, and so on, and humanities. So it's a mix of STEM and humanities subjects. So the first thing I would say about when learning about the Erasmus Plus scholarships, it's called Erasmus Plus now for the master's thing, is that you need to get yourself acquainted with their website. So they have this website where there's a catalog for all the programs, and I will take you through it. I am a humanities student, so I don't know much about science, but I have read up on the applications and stuff. So I can tell you about that, but I'm not an expert in STEM, but I'm sure Omyo can pitch in there. I will begin with sharing my screen. Omyo, can I do that?
Yes. You can definitely share your screen. Yes.
Okay.
And mostly this session will be focused on Erasmus Mundus. So don't worry if if you are from humanities background, doesn't matter much. Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So let's check out the. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Great. So this is the catalog. Okay. This is the website that is most important for all the aspiring applicants. You need to acquaint yourself with the website today. If anybody is on their laptop or anybody is on their phone, just go on into the website. I will put the thing in the chat box. Let's see. Okay. So just go to the website as we're seeing it. So for example, this is the website where you get all of the programs they offer, okay? And this filter is how you can choose. You can anyway just go and see everything, but if you have specific things in mind, so let's say you have a field of study in mind. So let's say what fields of study they have, okay? So here you can see there's many fields of studies, right? And so let's say we choose chemistry, okay? Now we search. So then you have all of the chemistry based programs here, right? And you have many programs, as you can see, master's programs. So now from here, you can choose one program. So let's choose master in membrane energy, membrane engineering, membrane energy. That's nothing. Anyway, okay. So here, they will have the details about this particular program, which universities are in it, what the program is about, what the main objectives are, and so on, the partner universities, so the universities that have come together to make this program. Usually, they also have the program website, but this one, for example, does not have the program website. So what do you do then? You try copying this and search this online, and then you can go to the university of which, like the main university, which is the coordinator university, and then you can check the program there. Which screen are you seeing, if you can tell me? Are people seeing the catalog screen, or do you?
We were able to see both the screens.
Okay, great, amazing. So now what I did was, when I did not find this, the project website, they did not have a separate project website. So I just copied this, and then I searched for it, and then I found the website of the university, of this university, this French university, that is probably the main coordinator. So they have all of the information here, right? So here they have about the program, how to apply, and I'm assuming the how to apply about the program you'll also read, but the how to apply is probably the most important for aspiring applicants. So now here you will find the application time, date, and the criteria. Read the eligibility criteria well, because that will lead you to finding what are the documents you need to source, what if you are eligible or not, and you will be able to gauge from that how you need to proceed with your application. And then they also will have what documents you need to give them. For mostly they need a bachelor's degree transcript. They need proof of residence, they need English proficiency. Sometimes if you have already studied in English, they also offer waivers. So unless they do not have it in writing that, the IELTS or TOEFL or the Duolingo, whatever test, also carries some marks or some points in the application itself. If that is not there, then you should email the coordinating university or the point of contact to just ask them that I have done this much of studies in English, or most of my studies in English. So can I get a waiver? And for that, you usually, what I did for mine, because I did my bachelor's and my master's in English, so I got a letter from the dean of from the dean of humanities of my university to say that I have taken all my courses in English, and that was my English language proof to my application. So I did not want to take English language tests. And other than that, there are recommendation letters and CV. So the thing is, here they have said Europass CV. In many courses, in my courses also, they had mentioned a preference for Europass CV. So then you have to make a Europass CV. If it is not mentioned, or again, you can email them to ask if a Europass CV is mandatory. If it's not, you can go in for whatever CV template you are most comfortable with, that can detail all the things that is relevant to your application. And and the timeline. So always check the timeline of the admission process. And this is why the website is important, because you need to, before you apply, you need to thoroughly read the website for the stages of timeline for what will happen. It's usually you apply, you send your documents, you send your motivation letter, your portfolio if they ask for it, any academic essay if they ask for it, and you send all that. And after that, there's a shortlisting, and after that, there's an interview. So that's more or less generally the process for most of the things. And for some of the STEM programs, what I was seeing is that they often have an exam as well. So there'll be like a short test relating to the program you're applying to. So for example, when I checked this one in for chemistry, I guess, analytical chemistry. Let's see, where was it? Okay. It was there somewhere, now I've lost it, but they had this one part where they said that there's a short test that applicants have to take, which is based on analytical chemistry. So that is very STEM specific, I'm guessing, because this is not there in humanities. So you need to check all of that so that you know what you're going in for and what you need to prepare yourself for, okay? And yeah, and for the scholarship, like weightage is given for both work and academic excellence. Scholarship, I think it's like a 50-50 weighted, so both is important. So they'll see your grades and they will see your experience, your interests, things you've done, and your relevance to this field and to this program. So make sure to arrange your CV in that way. Even if you, let's say if you're being interdisciplinary, so let's say you're not exactly applying to the thing that you have your master's or bachelor's on, but it is related, right? So then you need to form your write your motivation in a way that shows how you are relevant and what are the things that makes you suitable, or why you have to justify basically. And don't justify it only using that I am interested, that is the beginning, or what made you interested. So detail that, right? So when you're writing your motivation letter, it's a personalized letter. So there you need to write your points of interest, who you are more or less, but also combining that with very practical examples of what are the things you've done. So if you say that I am interested in this, what made you interested in this? If you say, or where from did you learn about this? Or have you done anything extra on this? So for example, if that is not exactly your course, what have you done extra? So for example, I was a literature student. I did not directly have any gender studies background. So when I made my motivation letter, I mentioned what are the closest things to gender studies that I know of. So for example, my course had a feminist theory part, and I have done volunteerings at some places. I have worked with, let's say, some organizations. So that way, and never disregard volunteer work, never. If you have volunteered, if you have done trainings, if you have done workshops, if you have done diplomas, put those in, or even certificate courses. Any relevant experience is experience. So do not judge your experience by like the standard of like very professional standards. If you can justify it, and if you can say that this is why my experience actually makes it worth it, or this is why my experience really enhances me as a candidate for this program. So form your motivation in that way so that they really know in details what it is about. Other than that, you also in your motivation letter, because see, in this they are saying that explain his or her motivation, why he or she wants to specifically study this program, and the track he or she has chosen. So by the track he or she has chosen, I'm assuming it is about, because there are many universities, they will ask you to choose, to give your preference about which universities you want to go to, right? So you will have a home university, you will have a mobility university. So because it's a 2 years program, my home university was University of York, my mobility was University of Utrecht. So they had in my application form, they had a preference section where I had to choose a combination of 2 universities. So which are the combinations I want to choose? So then you also have to go through very thoroughly. They usually have a syllabus, like in my website, in my program website, they had a syllabus. So go thoroughly through the syllabus and the courses that are offered. Go to the individual university websites to also see that, also especially if you already really have a university in mind that, okay, I really want to go here. Or if you have in the university, if you know of a professor or their work that you really want to work with them, or you want to study with them and you want to research with them, then definitely look up individual universities and professors, and you can then mention it in your motivation. So that makes it more specific, and that makes it you're just not vague. You're, even if you're, let's say, even if you're not absolutely decided that, oh, this is the project I will work on, because interests can always change, and that is totally fine. And you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have your life completely planned out before you're applying. But what you should know is what are the areas of interest you have, so that you can convey it to them, so that they know why are you doing this. So in there, what helps them also give you your preferred universities or allot you to certain universities is if you already mention. So for example, if you mention in your motivation letter that this course offered by this university is what I'm really looking forward to learn, or this course will help me because I had already done something along similar lines work-wise, and I think this course will enrich my engagement with it and give me more exposure, or this university will give me more exposure because in this country or in this university, I would like to work on this project or along this field or on this subject, or with this professor whose research I really like. So you can mention these very specific things, because that is what will make your motivation letter more catered to the program, and they will really know that, okay, you know what you're doing, and you're not just applying, you have thoroughly thought about this. Okay, so that is something important about the motivation letter. And combine all of this with what you know already. So I think there are 4 broad parts you can divide your motivation letter in. So first part would be who you are briefly and what you already know. Second part would be elaborating on that, what have you done until now. Next part would be why are you interested in this thing particularly, what will it give you. And final part would be what after this, like once you have from this, what will you get and what will you do there on. Like, and here again, you don't need to have a specific future plan that, oh, I will work at this company after this master's, or I will go in for a PhD here. Exactly, you don't need to have very strict plans for the future, but you need to let them know that what are the major areas. So you might be interested in pursuing further education, you might be interested in pursuing a PhD, you might be interested in certain sectors of jobs. So then you need to detail what will this program give you. Okay, so why are you choosing this program, and after this program, what will happen. So what are your plans, and always detail it. It's good to detail it, and unless there is a 4-page motivation letter is usually fine. If it is shorter, there's no problem, and often they also have a word limit or a page limit, so check that as well. So there are logistical things, so check word limit. If there are any formatting things, check that. If you have any questions, like even the smallest and the silliest questions, if you feel like in your brain it's like, oh, why am I confused about this? Probably nobody else is. Everybody else probably is confused. So without any hesitation, email the point of contact of the program and ask, like even like the simplest of questions, like, oh, does this print need to be in black and white or something like that, like the smallest of questions. It's whatever clarification you need, they are there to as a point of contact to tell you everything, and often we don't understand everything from the website, and often we just have doubts because the application is a very overwhelming process. So just make sure you ask things. If you're confused about anything, the best people to ask is the point of contact. Next, we have recommendation letters. So you will find in this website, it says that it has to be of academic nature and what kind. So when you are approaching your professors or whoever, like here it already says it has to be of academic nature. Maybe everywhere it does not say so, or maybe in some place they will appreciate academic and let's say a work experience you had, so a letter from them. So you need to check what kind of recommendation letters they want and what do they want specified in the reference letters. So what is it like? This is very specific. This website has mentioned it super specifically that it has to be from where the person has obtained their degree, from a faculty, employer, or supervisor. So this is very specific. In other places, it might not be as specific, but they will always have some information about what they are more or less looking for in the reference letter. So when you talk to your referee, again, have a good amount of time, because professors, employers, they're often busy, they're doing many things, they won't remember this and that. And also a trick is just tell them the deadline, which is the actual deadline. Don't tell them that is the actual deadline. Just tell them like 2-3 days before. Just change it to 2-3 days before, so that you have the thing ready before that. Okay, if it is something that you need to mail, or so that at least they have it ready. And yeah, other than that, the CV, Europass is a format that many of these programs often ask for, but not always. So if it is specified that it's Europass, you need Europass. Otherwise, it's not. Otherwise, you can follow any standard academic CV template. And yeah, and then you need to see here they have a calendar and the admission procedure. When you see the admission procedure and the calendar, you can figure out the timeline for yourself as well. So how much time you need to give yourself for the whole preparation, right? Because there are logistics aside from the motivation letter and stuff which you will write, or the academic essay, because some programs do have like academic essays. So for example, there's some engineering program, I guess, that requires you, aside from the motivation letter, they require you to write an academic essay, which is of 4 pages. So that will be like any regular academic essay. So with bibliography and citations and references, you have to make an essay that will be, I'm sure that will be similar to what you're applying for. So it'll be like a writing sample, and they'll want to see what I think your analytical skills, your critical skills, your research skills. I think that is what it is meant to do. It is kind of similar to when media applications require portfolios. So that is there that you can see, and you need to then the academic essay will be very different from the motivational letter. The motivational letter is personalized, the academic essay is academic. And coming back to the timeline, so now you have logistical issues, like once you have prepared your SOP or whatever, or it's not like you have to do one before and one after, but aside from the SOP, motivation letter, and anything you have to send, other than that, there are documents. So documents like proof of residence, documents like passport, documents like transcripts. Transcripts are something that all students struggle with because Indian universities are so slow. Like my university takes a year to give transcripts. So you have to apply for transcripts, you have to fill a form, and then they will let you know when your transcript has arrived. Some universities take forever. They just they're just doing their own thing. They do not really care. So you kind of need to really push your university as well. So that way, if you already see and have a good idea about when the application deadline is or how the whole timeline is working, then you know how you need to schedule things for yourself. So you need to have enough time. You need to have enough time to source documents. You need to have enough time to source recommendation letters, because what you're having to essentially do is arrange things with different people, right? So you have to work with your college administration, you have to work with professors, with employers from who you're getting your references from, and so on. So there's a lot of things that you are having to juggle with. So give Sanjana, transcript is, so mark sheet is something else. Transcript is like this official document of grades which the university gives. So if you approach your university, they will be able to give you transcripts, which is different than mark sheet. Is there a specific format for transcript? Because my school does not know how to prepare one. Okay, there's no specific format, because usually universities have transcripts. Like there's an official academic transcript. If you have mark sheets in English, you do not need to get it translated. If your documents are in any other language, in languages other than English, then you need to get it officially translated for the application. And again, I'm telling you, mark sheet and transcripts are different. Official transcript will be like, it'll not just be your mark, like your mark sheets is probably like semester wise mark sheets. A transcript will be throughout, like for your whole course, everything will be there. So it's a separate document, and there's no format in the sense you can't make a transcript. The university has its own format, so the university should have a transcript. Is it a degree? No, it is different than a degree. Transcripts are different than a degree. Wait, let me
Can
check.
can you show the example
I
if
have
that is
my-
okay with you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I will check my documents.
Prarthana, I have shared, sorry to pitch in. I have just shared one example of a graduation transcript in the chat box. If people can check that once. That's a typical example of a transcript. It's more than a mark sheet. It has some credit points. This conversion of the marks into credit system is very important when you are looking for abroad education. So that's a major difference, I feel. Yes, sorry to interrupt. You can.
No,
Yeah.
please. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my academic transcript that I got. This is for my bachelor's, and you need to submit only bachelor's, but it's good if you already have a master's and you're applying after for a second master's. That's always fine. It's always welcome. They don't have an age cap. I applied for my second master's, and so this is what a transcript would look like, and it is official transcript of academic records. So it's a specific thing. Okay, so this is like my 3 years worth of bachelor's program. Okay, so yeah. So where were we? Okay, so the timeline, and yeah, so just have enough time. You need enough time for an application. I think you should give yourself like a good 1 year space, so that you can space out everything and do things. And proof of residence, often they require, like, proof of residence might often mean domicile. I did not know about this, but do we need to have a transcript if we have a consolidated mark sheet of our course? No, I'm telling everybody again, mark sheet and transcripts are different. But since you were saying, I think was it you who was saying, oh, high school, you don't need high school. School scripts are not needed. So this is only for university. So whatever university or college you have obtained your bachelor's degree from, That is what you will need because you're applying to a master's program. So you will need your official transcripts from your university, from your bachelor's degree university or college. Yes, Jyoti?
For example, I have done my graduation in commerce from Mumbai University. Okay. But after that, I have done one like a small diploma course in journalism. Ankit, can you unmute,
Ankit,
please?
yes. Ankit, can you please
Okay, yeah,
mute
sorry.
yourself? Aniket, sorry, Aniket. Aniket,
Yeah.
can you please mute yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, I understood the transcript, but what about the courses you done like diploma? I did that from very small independent organization. I mean, it was a quality course and everything. And I have the certificate and all. And now currently also I'm doing a post-graduation program in ecology, sustainability and ecology subject. So just, how I can include that academic thing in my, I mean, can you explain about that? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So your main document will be your bachelor's degree transcript. Aside from that, everything else you have done, you will include it in your CV for sure. You will include it in your motivation letter when you talk about its relevance to your application. So, for example, Jyoti, if you're applying to something sustainability related and you're already doing a post-graduation course, you don't need the transcripts then. You can mention it in your motivation letter. You can highlight it in your motivation letter. And you can mention it, of course you will mention it in your CV. And there is one section for extra documents. My application at least had it. So for any other documents you would like to share with them, so there then you make a PDF, a running PDF of different things that you have done. So if you have certificates, if you have diplomas, if you have other degrees, degree certificates and so on. And it does not need to be, again, do not worry about how reputed because you're applying to an international thing. They will not know about everything that goes on in India, right? And so when you're writing your motivation letter, that is where you have to explain and justify about these things that you have done. That, okay, I have worked with this, or I have gotten my diploma from this organization that has a reputation in working like whatever, however, and then you explain there, or a reputed organization and so on, however you want to frame it. So you put it there. And if there's a section for other documents or extra documents that you want to share with them, then you can make a running PDF of every other document you want to share. But again, don't put in all documents then. Don't put in mark sheets there or anything. There you can just put in your the certificates. Like once you've been offered the diploma, once you've been offered the post-graduation degree, the degree certificates, there you can put those in. And that's how you can make that. And other than that, if they, let's say, do not have a section on separate documents and they only have the bachelor's transcript and so on, right? So then you email the consortium and tell them that I am changing disciplines, because people often do this. These are often interdisciplinary courses and people come from various different disciplines. You can let them, you can email them and say that I have mentioned, like I have relevant experience in this field, not in my bachelor's, but this is what I have done, and I would like to share my documents. I have mentioned it in my CV and motivation letter, but I would like to share my documents. Is there any way I can do that, or how can I go about it, or is it necessary, or is mentioning it in my CV enough? So you can just write an email to them in case they do not have the other document section and you really want to share your certificate or your degree or any document with them that you feel would really aid your application, right? So you can always email them, but usually they will have a different document and other documents section, and you should definitely include it in your motivation letter and in your CV. And I will again reiterate this. Sorry if I'm being repetitive, but remember to include various details in your CV, not just exactly like the official documents are what they are looking for, right? Because it is a master's program, so they will obviously need a bachelor's document, right? So those are the logistical things that they're looking for. If you have relevant experiences, be it educational, be it work, be it volunteering, be it training, be it anything, you need to put all of that into your motivation letter. You need to put that in your CV as well. So design and structure your motivation letter and CV in such a way that it can hold all your relevant experiences for the program there. Things that exact documents cannot hold, that the main things are your motivation letter and your CV, right? So you can always incorporate them there. It's not necessary that, okay, you'd have a different bachelor's degree, so you cannot incorporate diploma courses. They actually really appreciate if you have done other courses and trainings in something relevant to the subject you're applying to. So that's always welcome. So the proof of residence, domicile, people, many places often require domicile. I did not know this. I had submitted my passport for proof of residence and some other proof, I don't remember. But many places specify separately, so then you have to source it from the state. And again, that also takes time, and that might take translation if it is not available in English. Yeah, and other than that, let's see if there's any other proof of residence is done, residence permit. Sometimes you need police clearance. So, and police clearance often takes like for the visa and things, I think, or so that also sometimes takes time, like 2 months or something like that. So just know what you will need so that you can space out your time like that, okay? And yeah, that would be it, I guess, from my side. Yeah.
Okay,
And yeah.
so yes, Rupsa, thank you for this detailed information. आपने काफी अच्छे तरीके से बताया, and एक चीज I felt very good. वेबसाइट खोल के नेविगेट करके एक एक चीज कैसे होता है, यहीं पे शायद कभी कभी दिक्कत आता है. So which was very interesting and a different approach of sharing the presentation. That was good. Let me ask finally if people are having any other specific questions for Rupsa, because after that we will be ending our session. उसके बाद फिर से session है, तो anyone having any questions, please raise their hand.
We can take one or two more questions because we
Yes.
already cross our time limit.
Yes.
So
I wanted to ask something, Rupsa, if that is okay. Can I go ahead, Amia?
Yes, please, Sanjana.
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me, Rupsa? Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to just check on one thing. What is the time frame usually it takes? Like for example, if we apply in November and January is the last date. So because the website which I was looking was very confusing in terms of um, it says self-funded, non-funded, bracket mein non likh ke then funded. So that can you just tell me that?
Yeah, so then you need to check what is the deadline, specific deadline, because then there will be different deadlines. There will be a separate deadline for self-funded students. There will be a separate deadline for scholarship students. And what you're saying, the other thing, I'm assuming it's like a partly funded scholarship. So there probably it'll pay you the tuition fees and the rest you have to do for yourself or something like that. So there will be different deadlines for these different things, and it should definitely be specified on the website. If you can't find it, again, email them. Tell them that I want to apply for a scholarship, but I can't find it on the website. Could you please tell me when is the deadline for
Okay,
scholarship
and
student applications?
okay, that's clear. And how many? What is the, like, for example, people say for Shivning it's 8 to 9 months. For Commonwealth it's also 8 to 9 months. How many, like, days or months do they take in reverting back?
I applied in February and I got my results, I guess, around May or something. So yeah, around that, yes, February, March, April, May. So it's not that long. It would be like maximum 6 months, I guess. Yeah, for me, for my program, it was that, but it might vary from program to program.
Thank you so much. Lovely session. It was very insightful.
Thank you. Vijay, I see one hand from Vijay. Vijay has raised. So Vijay, could you pitch in and quickly ask your question? After that, we probably would be going to end the session.
Thank you for the opportunity. Is there any session regarding government funded schemes in tomorrow or today?
Yes, Vijay, we shared all the detail on your mail ID. So please check our bootcamp schedule. There are separate sessions for national scholarships and state scholarships also.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Rupsa, for your valuable time and insightful session. And for other people, we will meet at 2 p.m. And
Yes.
yes, अमिया भाई और कुछ होगा तो आप
नहीं नहीं अभी तो कुछ नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा भूख लगा है, थोड़ा खाना भी इम्पोर्टेंट है. एंड थैंक यू रूपसा अगेन फॉर दिस सेशन. बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट था, इंफॉर्मेटिव था. एंड अगेन मेरे तरफ से यही रहेगा कि जितना भी बच्चे एस्पिरेंट्स हम लोग ज्वाइन किए थे इस सेशन में, ट्राई टू अप्लाई फॉर दिस स्कॉलरशिप. दिस इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्कॉलरशिप और हम लोग इस बार इसको टारगेट करने की कोशिश रहेगा हम लोग के एंड से. थैंक यू रूपसा अगेन एंड थैंक यू एवरीवन.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes,
everyone. Yes, go wild on the website. Just start checking the website and start checking programs. Just go wild on the website, and all the best to all the applicants.
yeah. Okay, bye bye everyone.
Thank you.